We are going to review how to do long division today in preparation for a quiz. The problem that we have here today is 3,945 divided by 15. Notice that when I set that up with the division house, I put the first number in this sentence in the house and the second number out of the house. We're going to continue using that does McDonald's serve burgers, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down pattern. But I'm going to recommend something a little bit different today. I'm going to recommend that you take the number that you're dividing by, the divisor, and you list maybe 5 or 6 or 7 of its multiples before you even start your division. So that's going to look like this. I'm going to start with 15. That's my first multiple, right? So 15, that would be 15 times 1, all right? Then I'm going to add 15 to that. So 15 plus 15 is 30, and that would be the second multiple of 15. So that would be times 2. That would be 15 times 2. Then I'm going to add another 15 to that 30, and I get 45. And so that's my third multiple of 15. So that would be 15 times 3. Then I'm just going to keep up this pattern until I think I've got enough to work with, because multiples go on and on forever. We could just keep doing this forever and a day, but we won't need that many. So 60 was my next one. That would be like times 4. Add another 15, and I think I'm going to go up maybe 2 more on this. So this would be 75, and that would be times 5. And you can see I've run out of room down there, so I'm just going to start up here, 75. And add 15. When I add that, I get 90. So 90 would be my sixth multiple of 15. And I think I'm safe to stop there. If I need more, I can always add more later. All right, so I'm going to start on my division problem over here then. And 15, remember we take these one number at a time. And we start with the divide. So can 15 go into 3? It can't, because 3 is smaller than 15. Can 15 go into 39? It can, because 39 is bigger than 15. So now this is where this list comes in handy. We go over here and we find the number that is clean without going over it. So you can see that's 30, and that means that we'll have 30 in the house that we will subtract, and 2 on top of the house that will be our number that we're dividing in that many times. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 over the 3, because I know 15 can't go into 3, and I want to make sure that I put my 2 in the right place. So I saw over here that 15 can go into 39 2 times. So I put my 2 up here, and now I know that 15 times 2 is 30. I've already worked that out. So now I'm ready to subtract, and 39 minus 30 is 9. And so we do the next thing then, which is our bring down, and we've got 94. So again, we go over to our list here and find the number that's closest to 90 without going over. And I think it's 94, and I think it's pretty safe to say this one. So we say that 15 will go into 94 6 times, and we know from our list over here that 6 times 15 is 90, and so now we're ready to subtract 94 minus 90 brings us 4 left over. And then we do the start over, we bring down our 5, and now we're ready to start that division process again. So we go over to our list, and what number do we have that's closest to 45 without going over? Well, we find exactly 45 here, so that's good news. So we put the 3 above the 5. Remember, the number in the above the house, the quotient, that number goes over the bring down, whatever we brought down last, all right? And so 3 times 15, we know from over here, is 45. We subtract that 45, and we get 0. And so our answer for 3,945 divided by 15 would be 263. Okay, let's try a problem where we will get a decimal answer. So our problem here is 186 divided by 12. Means we put 186 in the house, that's called the dividend, and we put 12 outside the house, that's called the divisor, and we want to get the answer, or the quotient. So again, we're going to follow this pattern: first divide, then multiply, then subtract, then bring down. But remember, what we're going to do now is we're going to list the multiples of 12 first, and then we will start our division problem. All right, so the first multiple of 12 is 12. That would be 12 times 1, right? All right, so let's start our list over here. So 12, then 12 plus 12 is 24. So that would be our second multiple of 12. And then we add 12 more, and we would get 36. So that's our third multiple of 12. Add another 12 here, and we get 48. So that's our fourth multiple of 12. In other words, 12 times 4 is 48. Start up here again. So 48, add 12 more. 48 and 12 is 60. So 60 is our fifth multiple of 12, and I think I'll just do one more here. Add 12 more, and I get 72. So 72 is our sixth multiple of 12. And now we're ready to go ahead and start our division. So let's look over here. We try to divide 12 into 1, and we know that 1 is smaller than 12, so we can't divide 12 into 1. So then we go into 18. We want to find the multiple of 12 closest to 18 without going over, so that's just divides in one time. So we put a 1 up here. We see that 1 times 12 is 12. Now we subtract. 18 minus 12 is 6. Bring down our next 6 there, so we see that we're dividing 12 into 66 now. So we look at our list over here and see which number comes closest to 66 without going over. And we can see, of course, that it's this 60 right here, which means that 12 is going to go into 66 5 times. So we put the 5 above our 6, and then we know by looking at our list over here that 12 times 5 then has to be 60 because our list over there told us that. Subtract 66 minus 60, and we get a 6 there. Now remember, we can't have remainders, so we're going to add our decimal point and our 0 in the house and decimal point, but no 0 above the house. We bring that 0 down, and now we are dividing 12 into 60. So again, we look at our list here, and we see that we have exactly 60 over at our list. So it goes in 5 times again, and we subtract 60 minus 60, and that gives us our 0 there. And so we're done. So our answer is 15 and 5/10 or 15.5. All right, guys, we'll practice a little bit, and then you'll be ready to do your retake on your quiz.